Well, never mind on that. We'll just stop right there before I get too angry and really mess something up. Hey guys, welcome back. This week was a kind of longer week for me. Had a interview last week and I found out this last week I didn't get it. Didn't think I would anyways, but it was worth a shot. Oldest one's been sick all week. She has a fever and just not feeling good at all, so that makes the week kind of longer. And what else we did? We got a new puppy, so that also making sure she goes outside, and wife's been doing the majority of that, but just keeping an eye on her kind of tires you out too. But we rehomed her from a guy. He's looking for a good home for I think it's a little mix between, he said, a Shih Tzu and a Yorkie. She's a little big thing. So we got 3 dogs now. Didn't get a chance to come out here this week. Like I said, busy at work, doing stuff, and just I barely, to be honest with you, I barely come out here tonight. Kind of tired and wore out, but we'll get on the A-pillar, unattach the front plate towards the outside. We'll go ahead and strap it and stretch it and kind of twist how I think it needs to be twisted, and then we'll re-screw the A-pillar down and hopefully get our measurements right, or get our door fitting right. And I don't know if you can hear CC's out there hollering. You may hear a mouse too squeal because Fat Boy's playing with one by my truck. Kind of twist it, get it where maybe the door is more square, and if we get that far, I think we do pretty good. We'll start welding in pieces. I hope it will work. I think it'll work, maybe. But once we do that, we'll, like I said, weld in some pieces to kind of give it more support. That way the door doesn't sag as much. And I don't think we necessarily need to move the pillar up anymore right now. That may be an option we take in the future if the top of the door is kind of nose down. We'll put the fender on it, kind of tuck it in there and see how everything lines up. I hate for there to be a big gap between the door and the fender, but we'll see. We're gonna try to get it closer tonight, and like I said, if we do that, we'll find some scrap metal and start kind of patching it in the big gap. If that gap gets any wider, I may end up buying a new passenger side pillar and front plate and doing this all over again, because I don't remember the front plate having that big of a crack all the way down, or I don't remember taking that much out of it, I should say. Put the straps on it, crank it down, try to get our gaps right and the door more square, and we'll go from there. That may be all I get to tonight too. Man, like I said, I'm tired. It's late. I meant to get here earlier, but got caught up doing some other stuff, and it's just kind of a long week. But good thing is we did get rain. We got some yesterday and today, and it is, I think, low 60s right now, so it's pretty nice in the shop. I still think I have to put a fan on you just for the fact that it runs hot, but hopefully we'll get the door squared away and start piecing in metal. If we get the door where it opens and shuts good and looks good, I'll probably take the stainless steel hinges off when we start to weld, because I just don't want to wrap them, and I don't want any kind of that weld slag to get on them. So we'll do that, and then hopefully the fender will fit fine in there. That's my other big what if. Getting the door square with the pillar it is now, and then the fender be too short in the front, or the door and fender just don't mesh well. But we'll get there once we get the pillar kind of figured out, and then we'll start playing with the hood, getting it where it needs to be, you know, right to left and front, forwards and backwards. We can put some spacers on the hinge, kind of maneuver it where we want to. And then we'll get that squared away, and then hopefully it'll be about welding the outer rockers. We weld the outer rocker on this one once we get it, but the driver's side still needs that piece stitched up and outer rocker welded to it. But I think that's about it with welding wise. Oh, welding the whole A pillar too. So hopefully one of these days soon, hopefully be a video nothing but just welding stuff in. And once we get to that far, then we'll be pretty good. But let's step over there right quick, and I'll kind of show you my thought process, and hopefully how this will go and be I won't say correct, but just make the door fit a lot better, and hopefully open and shut with a lot more ease. But anyways, let's head over there and take a look at it right quick. All right, coming over here, you kind of see how our gaps are up here, kind of thicker than it is down there, almost too tight. And then we can play with the outer rocker once we get the door where it needs to be. So my thought is to leave it latched. This strap here, we're going to put it where we had it again, up here. Try to pull this that way. I'll put this one down here. Try to pull the bottom that way. But before we do that, we'll take out these screws here. That way this has some kind of, well, not some kind of, but some room to kind of flex, and it can go this way and it can go that way. And hopefully when that gets done, the door will be more square. Gaps will be good. I'll come back out here and open this up, because that's pretty tight and the fender won't fit in there. So I'll have to pop, either put some here and break this over a little bit more, and then fender should slip in there. But I guess enough talking. Let's get you set up. We'll get the straps on it and start going to town, cranking it down, I guess. I mean, it's worst happening is I mess that up even more. I don't think that's a possibility. Worst case scenario, we'll just buy a new one and use that for scrap metal. Let's get to work. right. We kind of did something, I guess you could say. Put the fender on, kind of like the other one, kind of sits a little high, but I think that'll come down. Needs to come forward some, I do believe. But surprisingly, fighting with that to get that in there, this gap is really good. And you get back here, and the whole door just sags. I mean, it opens. But it needs to come up. And our gap's still pretty big back here. Just don't really know what to do other than buy a whole new A-pillar and front plate. I may look into that tomorrow and just order it. Might have to rush it to get here by the end of the week, but I'm pretty much done with it. I think I'm going to order a new one. Throwing in the towel on it. Unless y'all have an idea of what I need to do. I moved the pillar back because I remeasured everything, and this was slightly under 39, bottom one. So I moved the bottom pillar out, and that made it fit better, but I still had a huge gap up here up top. And I think I'm almost positive that I need to add some metal on this front plate. I may just order a front plate for this pillar because I think it doesn't have enough support with just those screws in it. It needs some metal in there, and I think that'll help the kind of sagginess of it, maybe. But this whole end of the door needs to come up and over, and this kind of needs to go that way a little bit. I'll show you what it looks like shut, but I have to yank on it from this way to get it far enough over to go over the striker post and lift up at the same time. Let me see if I can do that right quick. Well, never mind on that. We'll just stop right there before I get too angry and really mess something up. But new thing when we get it lined up with the striker post, this should all line up pretty good. This door's a little bit higher than the fender right here. But no, I mean, this gap could be a little bit wider. I need any paint stick. Won't go in there. But right in here be a good gap. So this down here is kind of wide. So that makes me think the pillar needs to twist that way and twist that way, but I don't know if you saw, I put a lot of tension on it, try to screw the back of it in, and it just got worse. So I don't know exactly what to do. So if y'all have any suggestions, like I said, leave them down in the comments below. I will look at them and see which ones I could try. But I am thinking I'm going to order a front plate for that. This lines up pretty good. And it's not terrible, but I mean, I would like the door to shut. Well, I think that'll do it for me this evening. I don't know if we made any progress or not. Fender looks okay. The door is just really starting to get to me. I am thinking about trying to maybe zip tie or, I don't know, securely tape those hinges together and latch the bottom part. Get my cherry picker out here to support the door, and then I can kind of move that A-pillar to where it's flush with the kick panel, and then tap in some screws on the back, and then technically that should work, I would think. I forgot who mentioned it, but they mentioned doing something like that, and I said it's kind of hard with removable hinges, but if I can, I don't know, I have to see. I have to do something with the hinges to make them where they won't come apart. And we might give that a shot. I guess I gotta put the door on the cherry picker and latch it, and then push the pillar up on the hinges, and kind of move the door into place. Might try that. Might try that before I buy anything new. That way we can just kind of screw it in the back where it needs to be, and then we can take the door off and screw in the rest of it. Then we can start welding up, giving it some strength, and hopefully that will align everything. I think we'll do that next time. We'll find a way to keep these hinges together, and then we'll get cherry picker, pick it up, and mess with it like that. But my things I want to try tonight didn't work out so well. I'm getting kind of angry and frustrated with it, so I think it's best I just kind of call it a night, then come back out here maybe, hopefully sometime this week. I might come out, later part of this week, and like I said, get the cherry picker and try it that way. And then if not, I'll order a new front plate for sure. I don't know about a new pillar or not, just have to see. But kind of rush ship it here so we have it, because I kind of want to finish this out and get past this. But anyways, if you like this kind of stuff, please stick around. We'll be doing this until we get it right and back on the road. A lot of work still left to do, but really hope I could get it done in a couple of years. But thank you to everybody who stuck with me through this. I know it's been kind of just fighting with it, trying to get it right, but we're making progress slowly. Just please bear with me. It may take a while to get this thing going, but we'll get on the road one day. But thank you again if you made it this far. If you made it through the whole video, I really appreciate it. It does help the channel out a lot. And if you could, please hit the subscribe button and or like button, both preferably, and that'll help the channel get more out there on the YouTubes. But thank you again, and I'll see you next time.